Hello everyone. This is the first step in the getting US B1 B2 visa. The very first step is that you have to fill DS160 form. For that you can just simply Google DS160 and you will find a link of cea.state.gov. Click on this. You have to create a new account on this website. You have to select your location. Let's say I am in India and I select Delhi and I put the captcha. Make sure that you put the correct captcha. After that there will be a agreement from you and this will be your application number. Please note down this application number. If you are not able to fill the form in one sitting, next time when you come back to this website you have to retrieve the application, and for that you need this number. You need to fill some security question. Let's say what is your mother's maiden name. Let's say we'll keep the answer test for everything. Now the DS160 form is a very important and critical piece of information. This is the only form which US Embassy will refer during biometric and during your consular interview. So make sure that you fill correct and complete information in this form. Please do not put any information which you're not sure of or which is not right, because they will figure it out and then your visa will be rejected, and that will also impact your future chances of getting US visa. Now you have to fill your personal information. Let's test. Make sure full name in native alphabet. You can just say no. Have you ever used any other name? If you have used any other name, right. Otherwise you can just say no. Do you have a telecode that represents your name? You can say no. Male, marital status. If you're married, write married. If you're single, write single. Let's say if I write I'm single, you have to put your date of birth. Let's say 1st January 1990. City, let's say Delhi, and India. I can please keep saving, because the sessions gets expired and then you will lose out the progress that you have made in the form filling. So keep saving your application as and when you fill the form. You can again continue the form from here. You can go to the next step, fill the next part of the information, which is personal tool. India. Do you hold any other nationality? If you hold, please mention yes, otherwise no. Are you a permanent resident of country that you're country? Yeah. Are you a permanent resident of a country other than your country? No. If you're a permanent resident of any other country, please mention it. National identifier, please fill your Aadhaar number here. Let's say I'll fill my Aadhaar number here. Let's say 234. US security number, you can just say no. US expired, you can say it does not apply to us. So you can fill your Aadhaar number. In India, Aadhaar is the unique identifier for each individual. You can again save the information. Please make sure to save the information. Again, you can continue the application. Go to the next page where you have to put the travel information. Why are you? Please select a visa class. Here you will be telling them which visa you need. Let's say if you select B, you have to tell them, specify whether it's a B1 B2 or it's just B1 or it's just B2. If you select B1 B2, it's better to select B1 B2 because then you can travel for your official purpose as well as your tourism purpose. Have you made any specific travel plan? If you have made any specific travel plan, which is mostly in case of business, when you are going to attend a conference or any event, any office meeting, you should say yes. But if there are no specific travel plan, then you can just say no. If you do not have a specific one, but you still should have some intended travel date in mind, which let's say we can say 15th August 2024. Let's say I'm going to stay there for 20 days. Please, whom will be paying for your trip? If you are going for an official purpose, you should say the company. If you are going for your personal reason, they will also ask where are you going to stay. If you are going from official purpose, you need to mention the hotel where you're going to stay if it's already booked. If not, then you can give them a probable hotel where you are going, most likely going to book. If you're visiting a friend or a family, you should put the address of them. Let's say if I'm putting some random address, test 234 test. Let's say I put a city bit here, let's say California, zip code, let's say this. Who is paying for your trip? If most likely if it's a vacation or a holiday, you yourself is paying. Otherwise it's your employer who is paying, and you have to select the employer, and then you have to provide those details as well. Let's say if I'm going for a holiday, or if I'm going for my own trip, I'm paying by myself. I'm again going to save the progress. I'm going to move to the next. Travel companion. Are there any person traveling? If your wife is traveling, or if you're traveling with any group, you should mention yes, and you have to provide their details. If they are also applying for the visa, then you can go within the same visa application form, and you can apply as a group. However, when I was applying as an individual, so I selected no. I went ahead. Next was travel. They will ask you, have you been to US before? I was never been to US. If you have been to US, you should say yes. Have you ever been issued a US visa? No. Have you ever been refused a US visa? Please make sure, do not lie here. If you have been refused a US visa, make sure you say yes, because they have your details already related to your passport number or your Aadhaar number. Have you anyone ever filed immigration? No. We'll just go to the next address and phone. Let's say we select test. India. Let's see if I'm seeing yes. Primary phone number. Let's say I'm going to say 999999999. Does not apply. Have you used any phone number? No. Please provide your correct email number. Let's see if I say test@gmail.com. The last 5 years, no. If you have used any social media, please provide the link. Please provide as much data as possible. It helps them verify that you're a genuine person. They might check your account if they intend to, or most likely they don't check, but it's better you provide them a detail. Test Insta. If you have any other, you can provide LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Quora, any other platform details here, and if they want, they can check those accounts, and that helps them understand you better. That is why they want these details. You can say no, say yes. Let's move to see this account. Please correct, there is some error. City was not filled. Test. Save. Let's continue the application. Now they will ask you about your passport details. If you have any other type of passport, please mention that. Most of the folks have regular passports, so let's go ahead with the regular. This passport is 9999999. Passport book number is only applicable for the US folks, the people who are from US. It does not apply to the Indians, so we can just say does not apply. India, let's say Delhi. Let's see, issuance date was, let's say 2024. Expiration date is 2034. Let's just go. Have you ever lost a passport? No. Save. Continue the application. You also have to mention the details of your US contact. If you are going for your company purpose, official meeting, then you need to provide the details of your office, their contact number, who are you going to get in touch with, where are you going to stay. If you are going to stay with a friend, then you need to provide their details. Let's say again, I'm going to say test. You can just say organization no, because I was traveling on my own purpose. Relationship to you, a friend. Then you need to provide their address. Let's say test. test. California. Cities. Let's say Whittier. Let's say this. Let's say test. Email address again, test@gmail. Please make sure you know all the details of your friend, on which visa they are living, for how long they've been in US, are they married or not, which company they work for, what is their role, what do they do, what is your travel plan with them. All these details should be known to you. Phone number has to be 999. Continue the application. Next detail is you have to talk about your family. They would want to know the details of your parents, wherever they're born, where do they live. Let's again just go with test. Let's say January 1, 1967. If your father is in the US, say yes, otherwise no. Mother. Do you have any? If you have any immediate relatives or friends who are in US, please provide the details of them. If not, you can just select no. It's better to provide the details. It already, if they want to reach out to you while you're staying in the US, they can reach out to these folks. However, it's not necessary. So you can just say, if you have anybody, provide the details. Otherwise, you can just select no. Again, you can see my sessions has timed out, so I'm going to check in again. Okay, so next you have to provide the details of your work. What do you do? So if your work is not in this list, please mention it as others. Let's say I'm a product manager, so I write product manager. And whatever you do in your job, please make sure you write exactly what is mentioned in the offer letter or the employment letter that you got from your company, or whatever is mentioned in your joining letter or your payslip, and put the details of that. If that is not in the list, make sure to select the write down the address of your employer. Test. India start date, let's say January 2023. Monthly income, if you are a businessman, write an approximation of what is your monthly income. You have to make sure you have the ITR proof for the same. If you're an employee, please mention whatever it is coming in your payslip. Let's say I mention it 20,000, and again you describe your duties. Let's say test, and you save, and you move to the next step. Let's say continue your application. Now go to the next. Were you previously employed? If you say yes, then you have to provide the details of your previous 2 jobs, or wherever you have worked in last 5 years, but it's most likely previous 2 jobs. Let's say I say no. Have you attended any education institute? If I say yes, then you need to provide the details of all your education, your college, your school, your 12th and your 10th, not all the classes. 12th and 10th is what maximum is needed. Let's say if you select no, then you do not need to provide any education details, but since I am recording this video, so I have selected no, but you make sure to provide those details. In case of 12th and 10th, you write academic or general studies. In case of your graduation, post-graduation, you write the specialization that you are doing from there. You may provide the correct institute name, correct address, and yeah, that should be good enough. Let's continue to your additional information. Do you belong to a club? Provide a language skill. Let's see, you can add one more language here. It is English. Have you traveled to any countries? Let's say if you have traveled to any other countries in last 5 years, make sure you provide the details. This helps. This definitely helps. You have to travel to countries like Singapore, Europe, or any country in Europe, or let's say Thailand, Malaysia. So they know that you have traveled internationally before. You understand traveling. You can afford to travel. It helps. It helps you establish as a person who likes to travel, and also a person who can afford to travel. Let's say if I select no, do you belong to any contributing to professional social organization? No. If you do, then please make sure you provide the details of the same. No. If you've served in military, please say yes, otherwise no. No. And you save the details. Now you continue the application. Do you have a communicable disease? Say no. Do you have a mental or physical disorder? No. I mean, no. Save. After every page, I'm saving the application shows not lose the progress and making sure that my progress is saved so that I don't need to fill it again. Yeah, again, all these questions are simple kind of a declaration that you have not been engaged in any kind of illegal activity. You have not abated or aided anyone or related to any criminal. All these questions will be no, 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 no. Have you ever sought or obtained a no? Have you ever been deported from your country? No. And we are about to be done with the DS160 form. Now you will get an option, review your entire form. This next step is review, where you can review your entire form. You do not need to take care of the photos. You don't need to get any photos for the US visa. When you go for your biometric, they take your picture and that photo will be used by them for your visa as well. You don't need to carry any photograph anywhere in the US visa process. You please make sure you review and you save this copy as well for your future reference. You don't need to carry this form. They have this form already, but you need to, maybe while going for the biometric or the interview, constant interview, you need to refer this form, that what information I had filled. So yeah, it's better if you save these forms for your own reference. Review entire information. Since I have done this earlier, hence I am going very quickly so as to show it. But once you have reviewed it, you put your details of your passport. Let's say I put my details of my passport. I enter the code UWKE. Did anyone assist you? If anyone has assisted, you make sure you put yes, otherwise you write no. My suggestion would be you fill this form yourself. It's a very simple form. There are a lot of information, but all that information is easily available for anybody. So you don't need an agent for this. You just mention no, sign and submit the application form, and your visa, your DS160 form is submitted successfully. Now you go to the next step, that is the confirmation step. This is, please make sure you print, you download, and you will get the email confirmation as well. Do you want to know? And then back to confirmation, you download this confirmation. This is your visa DS160 form application, which is confirmed. With the help of this, now you're going to pay the fee, you're going to book the slots, and this is it for this video. This form is going to take some time to fill. Do not rush into the information. You can always pause, come back later, retrieve the application and fill the form again. It might take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but this is the very critical step. So make sure you put all the correct information, and yeah, that's it. This is the very first step, and take as much time you need for this step for US B1 B2 visa. Even if you go to an agent, he's going to ask you all these questions, so rather you do it yourself. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. I'm going to put the other details in the caption, the link of the form, what all information do you need during the form, and please follow this channel for the next videos in the series where I'm going to talk about my biometric experience and also my interview experience at the council. Thank you so much.